We good? Yeah. Good morning. Hi. Thanks for joining us for another weekly Sylvia Findings live stream. We're continuing along with our quest to showcase each individual pendant that we're doing first. We've gone through them one tray at a time. When I say tray, I mean, these individual trays. The stone popping out. The individual trays of pendants. If you've seen us at shows, you know what the trays are. I think these are all numbered to help us locate items when we're filling orders. We try to do as many as we can at once. Kind of thing. I like to try to keep these live streams to around an hour. Sometimes I have more luck than not. Anyway, again, thanks for joining us. If you've never been here before, welcome. I hope this is fun for you. Sometimes it's good to see the individual items, looking at a catalog or in a website, where there's one or two pictures, might be nice, but sometimes seeing things from every angles, getting a little bit of insight into maybe what's the best way to set stones in them, maybe different aspects of the pendant that you may not have noticed just from the initial pictures on the website. So this is a good exercise, to go through each individual thing. I will say, going through them one by one, almost every week there's a pendant that I don't remember ever seeing before, so it's kind of fun for me too. Um, anyway, neither here nor there. We do this every Wednesday around 10:30, hopefully 10:30. We try to do it at 10:30 Pacific time, and you can extrapolate out to wherever you are. Technical difficulties made us a little later than usual this morning. Not much later, but we're here now. That's what's important. Because we miss you. All you guys, we miss you going around doing shows. We used to do 20 something shows a year, almost seems like every other weekend. Some months it's like every weekend, which is awesome. We're going around, seeing the people, chatting you up, helping you set your stones and pendants or answering questions, which is great. All these little gem shows that we do. But clearly, with the last year being what it is, there's not been any shows going on. Well, there was one in Calgary, which I'm not going to, neither here nor there, which was great, I guess. But there's still no shows for the most part. Hopefully, you know, I'm expecting by the later half of this year, things might start kicking back into a little bit of normalcy. But I think 2020 was a wash, and 2021 is probably halfway a wash, too, if not more. You never know. People are crazy in the world, and it seems like we're having a hard time getting control of this pandemic in the world, just because people can't seem to stay home or put on a mask or stuff. So neither here nor there. Not going to get into that. I will say one thing. Don't forget, if you share this video, we'll send you one of these polishing cloths. Right, right. These beautiful little polishing cloths. Don't need to go into the whole thing. We'll know, but just let us know just in case. Thing. We don't usually miss it, but we might have. If you place an order today during the live stream, don't forget you get 5% off regularly priced items. So that doesn't apply to wholesale if you are ordering wholesale. Yeah, which I'll talk about in a minute. If you also you get free shipping, free standard shipping for anything up to $100 or so. So that's just regular mail. That's like, we stick it in a padded envelope, we put a stamp on it, then we put it in the mail. There's no tracking, there's nothing. So you'll get it when you get it, which segues nicely into seems like my weekly rant about shipping, how shipping is going. It's actually not bad. Things are beginning to get back to normal. Obviously, um, uh, Parcel volumes are going down because Christmas is over. Amazon obviously are still shipping, tons of stuff because people are still, you know, depends where you are in the country, in the continent, in the world. Some places are locked down, some places have curfews, some people. So generally, people are staying away from retail stores and they're ordering more stuff online. So there's always going to be more volume than normal. Although, as we always talk about here, that this is the new normal. People are going to have to get serious about logistics and making things work with these new volumes, because I think the days of you know walking through a shopping mall and browsing at stores, I think those days are slowly dwindling to a close. Um, anyway, neither here nor there. Uh, Shipping into Europe is still kind of bad, a nightmare. Easily a month. 4 weeks. It's pretty average for stuff. We had stuff to France that's taken 77 days. No, 71 days. When I counted it, 71 days. Um, the person got it. There were no snafus along the way. It just took that long. Who knows why? Uh, Although there was one, the package was stuck in a distribution center in California for like 2 weeks. So I feel like there was some kind of quarantine, going on. Maybe the packages, will get in and then they'll sit in this place for 2 weeks until they're sure that there's no COVID on it, and then they'll continue it along the way. I don't know if France has some weird rules about that kind of stuff. But just beware if you're ordering stuff into Europe. If it were me, I would just order enough stuff to make it worthwhile to ship it via courier service like DHL, because that stuff is like 2 days, 3 days at the most. You'll get it, which is great. It just seems like the postal services are overwhelmed all over the world. I know they certainly are here in Canada, because I don't feel like they added more staff or something. Things just started taking longer and longer and longer to get there. Um, oh, we just had one. We're in Vancouver area, British Columbia, which is on the west coast of Canada. The next province over is Alberta, and there was the two big major cities. I'm going to get in so much trouble from Albertans, but the two major cities there are Calgary and Edmonton. We had a shipment going to Edmonton that was 4 weeks, 29 daars, I think it was. Again, no problems, no, anything. So we were joking that I could have walked there faster. Um, anyway, so, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There doesn't really seem to be a guaranteed thing, and it doesn't really seem to go faster, unless you order expedited service. At which point the packages go to the front of every line, and then things get there normal. Otherwise, things just get stuck in bins, and they, more stuff gets thrown on top of them, and eventually they work their way down to the bottom of the bin. So anyway, it's just a question of luck. Shipping into the US is continually not bad, continually good. There were some shenanigans, late last year, November, December, but things slowly start to be picking up. I feel like letter mail was more impacted than parcel mail. Just anyway, because of neither here nor there. What else? If you have any questions about any of the products that I'm showing you today, or any questions about any jewelry making, concerns or questions, ways to tweak the pieces that you're buying from us to make them work. We have customers who use our things not as intended, which always works out into some very cool things. So, knock yourself out, But if you have any questions about those kind of things, we're here. We're a resource for you for your jewelry making journey, and I hope you use it. I am going to talk a little bit about custom stuff, because this is the factory goes on vacation, and a lot of the people who work at the factory go away for like 2 or 3 weeks, I think. So if you're wanting to order custom stuff, you got to do it by, today's the 12th, 13th. What day is today?
13.
Today's the 13th, right? You got to do that by Friday, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, Friday the 15th is the last day for ordering custom stuff. So get on it if you have something that you want to do. Otherwise, it's there's like a month. You got to wait a month. So
More than.
just either they're probably more than more than.
But,
I'm just trying to make it sound good, yeah. But you'll wait more than a month.
but the gold item can end of this month. The gold custom gold.
Oh, I guess yeah. Gold items.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing custom sterling, we got to have it in by the end of this week. Gold stuff, I guess, by the end of the month.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Gives you some extra time. What else? I guess that's about it. Let me just go into the items now. The first thing I'm going to show you on this tray is that too white? Is that blown out? Can you see that? Can I make that? There we go. MTP 258 for a 7 by 9 millimeter oval cut stone or cabochon. It's just a lovely, big pear shape. It's got some texture in here that gives it a little bit of bling. I put this little moonstone in there, but you can see the setting without it. The setting is one of those hybrid settings that are designed ostensibly for a cut stone, but you can put a cabochon in there for sure. The retail. Oh, that was the other thing I want to talk about, the pricing. You notice that all of these things have two prices. R is a retail price and W is a wholesale price. To get the wholesale price, you just need to spend $150 total. And it doesn't have to be of the same thing. It could be $150 of, 10 different items, whatever, which is not that difficult to get to. And that's our only criteria for wholesale. You don't have to have a license or anything like that. If you spend the money, you get the discount. So the retail price on this is $12.81, and the wholesale price is $8.23. Our next item is this MTP 388 for a 6 by 8 millimeter oval cabochon or cut stone. Retail price is $11.99 and the wholesale price is $9. I put a little tiger's eye in there, right? You can see this without. Again, this is another one of those hybrid settings that has. Why is this not doing that? There we go. No, stay focused on this. Marble, I don't like your phone. Nelson's phone is way better. Probably because it's an iPhone and this is an Android, right? Oh, here I am. I'm the original person who never likes iPhones, but MTP 380. I said that. So this is just I don't know, very cool pattern around there, and you can see how different it looks. Once you put a stone in there, it just gives it a whole different appeal. You can see what that. The next item, and this stone doesn't really fit in there, MTP 273 for 12 millimeter round. Retail price is $16.56 and the wholesale price is $11.52. And this has the prongs are actually these little sort of half loops here. Oh God! Right, I don't know if you can see that. So that when you put your cab in there, you could push those oval things onto that. Again, that cab is a little bit smaller than the setting, but just to give you an idea of what it sort of looks like, right? You get that. That obviously that's for a cabochon only. That opening in the back, probably not big enough to put a cut stone in there unless you've got a very, very, very shallow pavilion. But our next item is this MTP 006 for an 8 by 12 ish, and I say that because, depending on the shape of your thing. You can put all kinds of things in here. Retail price is $15.11 and the wholesale price is $10.63. And this doesn't have a traditional prong setting or a post or anything like that. There's just like this cup here on the bottom that you would use a good two-part epoxy to glue a stone in there or a thing or whatever you want, right? Our next item is this MTP 432 for an 8 by 11 millimeter pear cut stone or cabochon. Retail price is $28.21 and the wholesale price is $18.81. It's got this lovely row of cubic zirconias all the way around the outside of that in a sort of biconvex sort of shape. This has, the two traditional prongs on the bottom and the one chevron prong at the top, right? So you'd want to have a pear cab or cut stone that has a pretty pointy tip. If it's really rounded, those chevron prongs can't rely on them 100%. If it's a cut stone, you can get away with it because the pavilion goes down inside the seat and then gets held in place. But if it's a cab with a flat back, you risk it sort of slipping sideways out of there if it's a rounded point. If it's a pointy point, pointy point as opposed to a rounded point. You know what I mean. You guys, you're jewelers. MTP 005 for an 8 by 10 millimeter oval cabochon or cut stone. I know I have a stone around here that would fit in that, but anyway, neither here nor there. Retail price is $11.70 and the wholesale price is $7.80. It's got a lovely little cubic zirconia in there in the top and then just kind of flourishes around the border of that. It's got not a super deep cage. I don't know if you can see that, right? Super deep seat. But you could definitely put a cut stone in there, cabochon in there, whatever you want. Here's one. MTP 893 for a 12 by 18 millimeter cabochon. Retail price $16.38, wholesale price is $10.92. And again, I say cab because you couldn't really put a cut stone in there. There's no way for that to hold that in there. But it's got that nice little lip to put a little bit of two-part epoxy to glue your stone down in there. It's pretty traditional, wide open back. I love these curly cues all the way around, the graduated size from small to big. It gives it definitely a little bit of a three-dimensional, what's the word I'm looking for? An optical illusion that makes it look like it's bigger at the bottom than at the top. But it's, anyway, neither here nor there. Our next item is MTP 909 for a 10 by 14 millimeter cabochon or cut stone. Retail price is $15.68 and the wholesale price is $10.45. I've got a little rose quartz cabochon in there right now. The pendant itself is kind of pear-shaped. It's got a nice open bail. Got pretty tall prongs there, so even though this crazy thick rose quartz cab, would definitely be able to set in that thing. It's got a nice tiny seat, so depending on your cut stone, you could probably definitely get that in that. If you're putting a cut stone, you might need to cut these down and these prongs down a little bit because they're super tall for a cut stone. But for a cabochon, they're perfect. That's very cool. Very nice. There's a MTP 442 for an 8 by 10 millimeter cabochon or cut stone. Retail price $28.42 and the wholesale price $18.94. We've got this. I don't know. It feels like to me it's like like a swan or something, a bird with an eyeball up there. Is that bail? I don't know. A dragon? No. Something. Phoenix? Yeah, we'll call it a phoenix because I'm in that mood. We've got this nice little row of cubic zirconias in there, and I've got a totally incongruous tiger's eye in there, although you could see by that hybrid seat And by hybrid, I mean, it just means that usually sometimes, here, let me show you like this, right? The seat, which is where the stone sits, is flat, and wide, right? So ostensibly that's for a cabochon, although you could probably put a cut stone in there. And this one, the seat where the stone goes in, you see how it's kind of beveled, right? How it goes down inside. So it's designed for a cut stone, but because you could set the cabochon right up around the edges, a cabochon works fine on there. So that's why I call it a hybrid, because you can use this for whatever. Our next item, MTP 642 for a 13 by 17 millimeter oval cabochon or cut stone. Retail price is $20.28 and the wholesale price is $15.21. I have this rose quartz in there that's just a little bit smaller. I think that's 12 by 16 cab, but I just wanted to put something in there to give you an idea what it looks like with a stone in there, with those lovely flourishes on the top and the rows of cubic zirconias around the side. Again, this one has that flat seat, right? So that's designed for cabochons. Whoops. It's got some pretty tall prongs on there, so even if your stone is super thick, you'll be able to set that. Again, that's not exactly the size for the setting, but just so that you can see what it looks like with a stone in there. Our next one, MTP 1079 for a 16 by 27 millimeter pear-shaped cabochon or cut stone. Retail price is $19.06 and the wholesale price $11.91. It's very cool. It's got some pretty tall prongs, right? So I don't know, you put a cabochon or a cut stone in there, either will work. It's ostensibly got this flat seat, so it's designed for a cab, but you could definitely put a cut stone in there with a big wide open back. You just be careful that the pavilion is not too deep, or if it is, that the culet is not pointy, because that would scratch on your chest. What's it on? I love that one. MTP 382 for an 11 by 17 millimeter oval cabochon. Retail price $24.23 and the wholesale price is $16.16. This has got some flourishes, one with rows of cubic zirconia along it. I don't really have a stone that will fit, but just to give you an idea what this looks like, you'd be looking at something like that at the top of that, right? So there's the stone and there's that setting at the top, right? The rest is just stone. Very cool. And here's another similar, maybe a spiritual cousin of that one. MTP 444 for a 12 by 17 millimeter cabochon. Or cut stone maybe. Retail price $29.99. Wholesale price $19.99. And again, same idea. We've got some flourishes up at the top, right? Again, this cab is too small, but just to give you an idea what it would look like, right, from the top. That pendant, regular bail at the top. Very lovely. Our next item, MTP 554 for a 13 by 17 millimeter oval cabochon or cut stone. No, you can't put a cut stone in here. This is just for cabs. Let me show you why. Because this has got that lovely daisy thing on the back. It's not a daisy. What is that? A lily. Retail price $20.14 and the wholesale price is $12.58. I didn't have a cab that exactly fit. Here's one that's a little bit smaller, just so you get an idea what it looks like from the front, right? You've got those flourishes with the cubic zirconias around the outside, and on the back, you've got that lovely thing with the detail in there. Somebody's going to tell me that what that is. I feel like it's an actual flower thing. Anyway, did I say the price is $20.14 is a retail price, $12.58 is the wholesale price of that one. My next item here is another pendant, MTP 684 for an 8mm cabochon or cut stone. Retail price is $20.61 and the wholesale price is $12.36. I just put this little round, what's that, cubic zirconia? Maybe it's an aquamarine. So it's like a bamboo stalk, I guess, blade, because bamboo is basically just monster grass, right? A little leaf with some cubic zirconias in there, and the setting on the side. And the bale is incorporated into the bamboo stalk. This one is MTP 961 for a 10mm thing. Stone, something you can put in there. Retail price $19.24 and the wholesale price is $12.03. And I showed you a bunch of these last week. They're basically, it's a cage, right? And that opens up. Where's the hinge on this one? Oh, this. It has a little clasp. Doink. What am I doing wrong? Am I doing something wrong? Anyway, this opens up. There's the hinge. I'll figure this out. And then you can put your thing in there. And then it just looks like a cute little, I don't know, Cinderella carriage. There's another one with, I probably should have had these out, with a shell, right? MTP 1072 for an up to 7mm round stone to put inside. Retail price is $16.50. Wholesale price is $10.31. And the same thing, this opens up, right? The back has these little bars of the cage that opens the piece. And maybe I'll show you one of these, because last week we had a whole tray of these, so I showed you a bunch of them. Right, this opens up, is very ingenious. This is the front, right, that you'd be looking at. And this opens up. There's a hinge at the bottom, and the cage half. The single bail at the top of the one side goes in between the two, sides of the bail at the other side, and then when you put your chain through, that locks it in place, right? Very, very cool. Right, it's on that side one. There's another one, same concept, only this has like a little snowflake pattern, right? Opens up into a little, kind of like a round saucer shape. MTP 1074 for 7mm round by 4mm deep piece up to. You could put like an M&M in there. That'd be cool. Retail price $16.12 and the wholesale price is $10.08 for that one. We've got a seahorse here. Same idea. MTP 1077 for an 8x8mm-ish sphere. And I'll show you why it needs a sphere, or doesn't need to. But probably a sphere would fit best in this. So it's just a seahorse, right, with a cage. It's got a little cubic zirconia for the eye at the top, and the back you see is just a single, piece with a loop, and that kind of loop holds that 8mm stone down into the inside of the chest of the seahorse, which is a very cool design. The next one, that same sort of family, MTP 1076 for 16mm wide by 7mm thick stone or thing, found object, whatever you want to put in there. Retail price is $17.16 and the wholesale price is $10.73. And here's another heart, MTP 1078. For an 8mm ish thing, and I'll say why in a minute. So this says retail price 1508, wholesale price is 943. This says cute little couple kissing there. I don't know if you can see that, right? And the back has this cute little flowery cap that would hold your 8mm sphere on there. Another one of those hinge pivot things, but this one is Bigfoot with a heart pierced in it. MTP 1073 for a 5mm thick by 13mm round piece. Retail price $22.36 and wholesale price $13.98. And again, this is the front. This is what you would see. Maybe the color of the bead or stone in there. And the back is just the bars of the cage to hold the pieces up against the inside of the foot. Whoops. Right. Very cool. That's it for that tray. Let me just move this out of the way. Okay, now we've got some tiny pendants here. This one MTP 1080 for a 5mm round cabochon or cut stone. Retail price is $6.98 and the wholesale price is $4.65. This is got that bail out of the way. This is an apple in the shape of a little apple. I wish that would stay in focus with a little leaf in the top. Right, just pop your little stone in there. Very cute. This one is a star pendant, a star setting. MTP 1081 for a 7mm round piece. You might get away with something maybe as small as 6mm. So I would say 627 because you could push those bars of the rays of that star up. Retail price is $6.11. Wholesale price is $4.07. And this is just similar to a snap set, right? You just put your stone in there, push these tops of these prongs over onto the girdle of your stone, and away you go. Again, this probably a cut stone would be ideal for that. I don't think you could get a cabochon in there. Here's one. I don't want to lose the stone in here. MTP 1082 for a 3mm stone. Retail price $7.44. Wholesale price is $4.95. And I got put a little amethyst stone that I had in there. This almost looks like a fold over, right? So it's theoretically this could be all one piece you pulled open. It's not. It's all cast together into a single piece. But the bail is incorporated in the design, giving it just a very cool look. This one, MTP 1083 for a 2mm stone. Retail price $6.83. Wholesale price is $4.55. And this, I should know what this is. This is it's a hand. But I know this hand has some significance, but I can never remember what it is. Hand of somebody or other. Just holding that little stone in place. And forgive my cultural ignorance on that thing, but I know it's something. MTP 1085 for 3mm round cabochon or cut stone. Retail price $7.70 and the wholesale price is $6.12. And I put a little aquamarine in there, stone, if you can see that. So it's just a dolphin jumping through a hoop, as dolphins do. I got some more dolphins here. MTP 1084 for a 2mm stone. Retail price is $8.98. Wholesale price is retail price is $6.98. Wholesale price is $4.65. And again, just a couple of leaping dolphins. Looks like they're trying to leap over the stone. Very cool. These couple of the ones in this tray are probably the smallest pendants we have. MTP 1086 for a 3mm cut stone, maybe a cab too, if it's a low dome cab. Retail price $6.32, wholesale price $4.21, and this is just a cute little heart. Right, with the stone sitting in there, very simple, very classic. It's got some pretty short prongs, which is perfect for a cut stone. Probably not for a cab. MTP 109 or 1087 for a 2mm stone. Retail price $677, wholesale price $451, and I don't know what this is. Some ribbons, right? Just looks like some cute ribbons all together holding the stone down at the bottom. This is definitely one of those, if you blink, you'll miss it sort of pendants. MTP 1088 for a 3x3mm trilliant or trillium triangular stone. Retail price $831, wholesale price $554. Cut stone, definitely. You might be able to get away with the cabochon in there. But again, just another leaping dolphin holding the stone between its snout and its tail. MTP 1089 for a 2mm stone. That is set up for like a channel set, right? You probably can't see, but just inside these, so you got these swooping things around the sides, right? These little swooping components, 4 little sort of slash it teardrops. But inside, on either side of those things, there's little channels cut. So you could probably, so this is set up to do this like a channel set, right? So you put, one side is cut deeper than the other. You put the stone in until it clears the other side of the setting. You put the stone down flat inside there, and then you slowly push the wider side down, and that tacks the stone into place. It's not super difficult. It's probably not more difficult than a prong setting. It's just if you're not familiar with it, you might look at this thing and think, wait, how do I put the stone in there? But it's set up for a channel set. Again, very simple to do. Did I say the particulars? MTP 1089 for a 2mm cut stone. Retail price $712, wholesale price $476. And it's very cool because I like channel sets. Sometimes it feels like it's a little more interesting just to see the stone and not really have the prongs visible, to be able to see how things are set in there. But anyway, neither here nor there. MTP 1090 for a 5mm cut stone or cab. The prongs are not super tall on this one, so it'd have to be a low dome cab if it were a cabochon. Retail price $667, wholesale price $445. And it's just got these cute little delicate patterns around the sides, a little flower at the top. Is that in focus there? I hope. MTP 1091 for a 6x8mm oval cabochon or cut stone. Retail price $698, wholesale price $465. And this is a tinier version of it. We have a much bigger version of the almost identical thing with these swoopy flourishes around the outside. Quite like that. Here's a tiny pear pendant, MTP 1092 for a 3x5mm pair. Retail price $585, wholesale price $390. Right, it's got some pretty good sized prongs in there. The prong at the top is that chevron again, so you need a pointy. It'd have to be pointy if it's a cab or a cut stone. Although a cut stone you could probably get away with not being quite as pointy again because the pavilion fits down inside that the open thing, and then once you push these prongs over, that'll hold it in place. There's another pair pendant, MTP 1093 for a 6x8mm pair. Retail price $682. No, $662. Or is it $682? That's hard to see on that thing. It's 6 something 2. Retail wholesale
682.
price 682. Is that 682? Looks like it. Wholesale price 441. Um, again, it's got a lovely little bow at the top of that. Cute, very cute. Here's one for if you ever cut an apple-shaped um, stone, although you could put a heart shaped in there too. Thing, which is I think that's probably what this is. MTP 1094 for a 7 millimeter hard shaped stone. I'm going to go with that. Retail price 683, wholesale price 455, and it's just a very simple frame, very simple basket. Got some average size prongs for a heart. Here's another one, a little bit smaller heart. For a 6 millimeter heart, MTP 1095, retail price 677, wholesale price 451. Again, very simple frame, can't go wrong. Uh, Regular standard little soldered loop and bail. Here's a nice oval one, getting a little bit bigger now. I think we've done with all the tiny ones. There were one or two in the other tray and the last tray. MTP 1096 for a 10 by 12 millimeter oval cabochon or cut stone. Retail price is 1086, wholesale price 724. Um, Lovely swooping kind of ribbons around the top of that. It's got some good sized prongs, so again, cabochon or cutstone will work great. The basket is not super deep, so be careful if you have really deep pavilions with a sharp culet. You don't want that to scrape on your neck and make you cranky or crankier. MTP 1097 for an 8 by 10 millimeter oval cabochon or cutstone. Retail price is $958 and the wholesale price is $638. And again, this is just another uh, cool accents on the top. Very simple, sort of a spiritual cousin, of that one. Similar concept. I've got a couple of these coming up in a row. The only thing with this one, they got some pretty good sized prongs. So cabochon definitely would work in here, although it's designed ostensibly for a cut stone. I like how the bail is incorporated into the design, right? Just that cute little ribbon up at the top. Our next one, MTP 1098 for a 10 by 12 millimeter oval cab or cut stone. Retail price 1152, wholesale price 768. And again, same thing. It's a basic frame, good sized prongs you can use for anything. It's got that hybrid setting for a cabochon or a cut stone, the hybrid seat, and some cute symmetrical. Can you see that? Right? Those accents on the top.
The product seems not focus.
Was it not in focus?
Yeah, I think there's background focus.
How do I make that? Does that work? There we go. No, that's too close.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's really close. So MTP 1098 for a 10 by 12 millimeter. I said all that stuff. Where was the next one? Here it is. Next one is MTP 1099 for a 10 by 12 millimeter oval cabochon or cut stone. Retail price 1218 and the wholesale price 813. And this just has a lovely, I don't know, lotus motif kind of thing going around the outside of that oval seat. It's got that hybrid seat for a cabochon or a cut stone. The prongs are pretty good size. The basket is not super deep though, so beware of those really deep pavilions. MTP 1101 for a 10 by 12 millimeter oval cabochon or cut stone. Retail price $12.32, wholesale price $8.22. And this just has a cool patterns all the way around. Interesting accents, little asymmetrical accents going on here. Soldered loop and bail. It's got these really good size prongs, so cabochon, cut stone, whatever you want to put in there will work. Our next one here, MTP 1100 for a 10 by 12 millimeter oval cabochon or cut stone. Retail price is $11.97 and the wholesale price is $7.98. And again, same is a little more symmetrical though, right? Same idea, just accents all the way around. I had a little stone in there to give you an idea what it looks like with the stone in there. Very cute. It's funny how that eventually, I say this every time, the eventually looks way nicer on camera than it does in real life. MTP 1102 for 8 by 10 millimeter oval cabochon or cut stone. Wholesale price is retail price is $8.40. Wholesale price is $5.60. Just very simple hanging cage, right, or hanging basket, I should say. Very simple, cute. The ribbon is incorporated into the bail to make it kind of all one piece. MTP 1103 for an 8 by 10 millimeter oval cut stone or cabochon. Retail price is $11.77 and the wholesale price is $7.85. And it's got this lovely biconvex solid shape with the stone in the middle. Basket is not super deep and the prongs are good size, so cabochon fit in there beautifully. Cut stone. Boy, you can put pretty much whatever you want in there. The next one here, let me just back this up a little bit because I feel like, there we go. We're going to have the issues with that, trying to focus on the background too. Put this right up against there. There we go. Okay. MTP 1001 for a 26 by 36. This is not going back now. Oh, come on. Okay. As long as you can still see it. 26 by 36 millimeter oval cabochon or cut stone. It's got that hybrid seat. Retail price is $50.28. Wholesale price is $31.43. And I just love this big, nice, bold border around the outside and around the inside. We've got these little cubic zirconia leaves here, and this mill grain texture. This also does have cubic zirconias in there, so it's kind of gives it, it's kind of, you don't really know what you're looking at. I think it's very cool. Oh, one of these prongs is broken off here, but they're good size. That's probably why, because when you're traveling around at shows, trays get placed one on top of each other, and next thing you know, things are breaking. This one, I think it's missing. MTP 1106 for 8 by 10 millimeter oval cabochon or cut stone. Retail price is $8. Wholesale price is $5.33. Again, it's a very simple, frame with the accents all around it. Okay, so here's another one with that thing missing. Let's get Nelson get on this. MTP 111. Retail price $6.62, wholesale price $4.41 for a 3 by 5 millimeter oval cabochon or cut stone. This is a very cute little simple one. Again, right? It's got a cute little heart at the top, and there's flourishes all the way around the outside. That's still not focusing on that, is it? There we go. Better. Our next one, MTP 690 for a 10 by 13 millimeter oval cabochon or cutstone. Retail price 26.12. Wholesale price is 16.33. Again, for a cabochon or cutstone, this has got that hybrid seat. I just love these two. It's like two rings interspersed, one with cubic zirconias all the way around, the other nice and plain, with the seat of or the frame of the stone setting kind of held in between them. Right, very cool 3D effect on that optical illusion. MTP 1271 for a 10 by 12 millimeter oval cabochon or cutstone. Retail price 13.66 and wholesale price 8.54. It's just a simple one, good sized prong, so cab or cutstone will work great in there. Basket a little bit deeper, so you can definitely put a cutstone in there with a deep pavilion with a sharp culet. Won't have to worry about that scraping your neck. Interesting ribbon accents on the top with the bail incorporated into the design. Getting close to the end. MTP 1113 for a 4 by 6 millimeter oval cabochon or cutstone. The prongs are not super tall, so a low dome cab it'd have to be. Although once you're getting that small, you rarely find really super thick cabs. Of that small. Retail price $6.77. Wholesale price is $4.51. Lovely floral kind of motif around the sides. Here's this one. I love this one. This is a MTP 272 for an 8 millimeter cabochon or cutstone. Retail price $21.27 and the wholesale price is $14.31. So this is just a tube with the basket pendant hanging on there. I put a little tiger's eye cab in there, and it's a tube where the chain goes through. There's some accents at the top here that you could probably glue little stones in there if you wanted to. You could glue a little trio of stones in there into that little accents in the top. That would be very cool. Anyway. MTP 1116 for a 4 by 6 millimeter oval cabochon or cutstone. Retail price $7.12. Wholesale price $4.76. This pendant is cut into the shape of a heart with kind of like a little trio of almost like the top of a fleur-de-lis at the top. The plain soldered loop and bail at the top. And this is actually the last pendant that we have in this tray. MTP 687 for an 8 by 10 millimeter oval cabochon or cutstone. Retail price is $9.69 and the wholesale price is $6.06. And I put this cute little blue piece of turquoise in there. There we go, that's in focus. And it's just got some lovely swoopy, I don't know what else to call them, flourishes all the way around the outside. Very simple, very elegant, very classic. And now how do I get out of this thing? Okay. And that's it. Those are all the ones that we're doing this week. We're getting close to the end. I think there's only like probably 2 or 3 weeks worth of these trays left to go before we're done. I skipped over a couple trays that have components that are for soldering onto other things. I'm going to save those for the end because the last trays I'm going to show you are all the solder settings. We have a line of settings that are they're not naked settings like you would buy to solder to something else, although that's what you're going to do with them. We have a line of settings in 8 or 10 different styles, and I think off the top of my head something like 12 sizes. of them all is, so it's an individual setting. This style, we've got this in 12 sizes, and whatever. And they have a peg on the back that you insert into a hole that we have in a ring. I did a video of them showing, demoing that, how to solder them ages ago, which you can find it. I think if we have I don't even know if we have these posted on YouTube or anything. But if not, I know that you can go back wherever these are hosted. Facebook Live, I think, as we're doing this on Facebook, but you can find the old videos there, and you can have a look at that one. That one's cool because we actually play with a torch and flame, which is always fun. I think that's it. Next week, next Wednesday, will be the 20th, I guess. Yes. Yeah, because today's the 13th, right? So add 7, that's 20. My math is good. We'll see you here again at 10:30 Pacific, and extrapolate it over to whatever your time zone is anywhere else in the world. In the meantime, again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything having to do with anything, our products, or even having to do with any jewelry making questions. I'm a bench jeweler for 25 years. I've been doing fabrication, casting for many, many years. I used to own a jewelry school, so I'm used to getting questions and answering them in a way that people understand them. So please feel free to use us as a resource for any of your questions, even if it has nothing to do with our products. I love to talk, so I have no problem answering those kind of questions. In the meantime, take care of yourself, take care of the planet, take care of your mental health, take care of each other, put on a mask, and keep being creative, keep making stuff, keep doing stuff, keep those creative juices flowing, and we will see you next week. Thanks very much. SilviaFindings live stream. Bye bye. We're done. Okay, we're good.